Going live. All right, I think we're live on the air. Excellent. Well, hey guys, want to welcome everybody to the webinar tonight. I'm really excited. We've got some new technology here, as I'm sure most of you guys have noticed. I'm very excited about what we've got to share with you tonight, and I'm really excited about the special guest that I have on. I'm Trey Dyer, and I kind of put this whole thing together here, but the real stars are going to do the training tonight. And so let me introduce these guys. First of all, is a good friend of mine I didn't know with Ignite, and he has just been a superstar for a couple of years now, and now I'm following him. He's a mentor of mine. He's a good friend now. Say hello to Presidential Director and top money earner, Mr. Jerry Scribner. Jerry, are you there?
I am. Hey guys, good evening, and we're all glad you're on this webinar. It's going to be a very value-packed webinar.
Awesome. Awesome, and of course, the next special guest is a guy that I have really owe most of the success of my business from. He certainly helped me a lot in the beginning, and still helps me out today. He is the #2 money earner with the company. He's a multi-millionaire with Ignite, and he's also the author of Residual Millionaire. Please say hello to Presidential Director, Mr. Steve Fisher. Steve, are you on?
I am. I hope you can hear me okay, Trey. I'm coming to you from out in front of a Starbucks in Arlington, Texas. So I'm actually sitting in my car using this technology. So we'll see how it works. But I'm excited to be on the webinar tonight.
Very cool. Excellent. Excellent. Well, hey, we'll see how this thing works. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're going to have a good time, and maybe we're going to learn something tonight, guys. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the presentation, and I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Scribner, and I'm going to let Jerry Scribner share a little bit about getting started. And with that, Jerry, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, man.
Fantastic. Trey, I just want to make sure you've got the record button on, correct?
As far as I know, I think it's automatic.
Oh, great. Okay.
Well, I hope it is.
Fantastic. Well, obviously, this is tonight is geared towards new people. You know, we've had literally thousands of people join in the last couple of weeks, but we've got many veterans that are on here as well, because the veterans need to know how to help a new person get started as well. So, again, welcome to the Ignite community, and we're glad that you're a part of it. Let's get right into the training. You know, number one, if you have not set up your home site, what we call your eSuite, you can go to igniteinc.com or the website that you enrolled on and hit the tab that says websites, and then you can type in the name that you want for your URL, and your website will come up. I always suggest to people that they do just their first and last name and make it very simple. That way you can change it at any time in the future, but it's really easy to remember if it's your first and last name. Now, Trey, I can't see that slide in full. There we go. Okay. So, as you can see, the next thing you want to do is enroll yourself as a customer. Now, current associates, let me explain to you. Don't allow your new people to do this by themselves. One of the best ways to start building relationships, start building culture, is you actually sit down with them and go through this process. So you're going to help them set up their website. You're going to help them enroll themselves for Energy the first day they're in the business. That way you're teaching them how to enroll a customer themselves. Now, once you've done that, you enroll one outside customer, and you've completed what we call Quick Start 4, and you've earned a $100 bonus. Every month we run different promotions. There's different promotions out right now that actually you earn more than that, but we'll just stick for now with the basic $100 for setting up your website, 2 points, enrolling your own account, 3, and getting one outside account. Right now, if you enroll one additional customer, we're calling it Triple Quick Start 5 for 5 points, and you earn an extra $200. That means for getting a website set up and enrolling 3 accounts, of which one could be yours, you've actually made $300, and that turns Ignite into a $29 business decision.
Hey, Jared, you want to give them a few pointers on how to get that first customer or two? I know you only need that 1 or 2, but give them a quick rundown without going into too much detail, because I know a lot of new associates out there want to get that customer and or actually those first 2 customers and get that triple or get that money in from the last promotion triggered.
You bet. First of all, I would go to your website, to the Power Center, to the training section, and watch the training video on how to gather a customer. The way I did it is I made a short list, and I made a short list of people that I knew, people I worked with, neighbors, friends, folks I went to church with, and I called them and I just basically said, hey guys, Monica and I need a small favor. We're looking to save some money for our daughters for college, and I found a way that we can do that, and it's by helping you save a little bit of money on your electricity bill. I need you to be my customer. Do you have your bill handy? And Trey, that's about all I did in the beginning, and that's about all I've ever done.
So you're basically talking about getting a customer on relationship. You only need to get 1 or 2 in this case, and that's good. And so excellent. That gets your triple Quick Start 5, or whatever your promotion you're in right now, whatever you came in under. For a lot of the associates out there, this gets them actually $400. So very, very good money to begin with this promotion. Now I tell you what, let's do. Let me bring in Steve. Steve, do you want to tell everybody how to make sure and get wired, because this new mobile technology that Ignite's put into place has really, I think it's really going to be a game changer. And so, Steve, you want to take over and tell everybody how to get wired?
Absolutely, Trey. And I tell you what, the wire is going to be an incredible tool for us, and it's easy to use. So we'll just go through these slides. I don't know if you can bring those up where I can see them, Trey. But we'll start off where you just text the word Ignite to 73529, and you just like you're sending a normal text, and you send it to that number 73529, and text the word Ignite, and then when you hit send, you're going to receive an email back from Ignite, from the wire, and it'll have a link in there, and you just click on that link, and it's going to take you to the sign-up page, basically, for the wire, for Relay, and you just fill in your information in that link, and I'm trying that, Trey, but it's not working. Oops.
We can't have new technology with a few technical difficulties, right?
Yeah, it's not working for me on my Mac Air like it was my other computer, where I could click on that. But now it's fine. I can see it good. All right, so you just enter your information, and once you've entered that information, it'll take you to the actual wire. It'll take you to the menu of the wire, and you'll be able to click on news. You'll be able to see all the news from Ignite. You'll be able to see the videos that are there in the what's normally in our Power Center. It's all loaded for you there on the wire. You can actually watch those videos from your phone or iPad, and then you'll be able to send those videos directly from the wire. And so in the media library, you just click on the media library and pull up whatever video you want to send, and when you click on that video, there'll be a share button right under the video, and you can click on share, and then you'll want to enter the information of the person you want to send it to. So you're gonna enter their first name, and then what we suggest, since it's coming from a 73529 number, we suggest you add a little bit of info to that after the first name. So for instance, if you're saying, John, this is Steve Fisher, whatever, whoever you're sending it to, just put their first name and then just add that bit of information. Say, this is whoever, this is your name, and be added to your text. So when you actually send that, then it's letting them know it's from you, even though it's from that 73529 number. And you put their last name and their phone number. Now, what I suggest is you send that, enter their phone number instead of their email, because text is so much more powerful than an actual email. So I always send it via text, and they get it instantly. They usually open it instantly, and they watch it right away as well. So it's been proven over and over again, text is much more powerful than email. So be sure and send that text to them, and then you can follow up with them with a phone call. So we're gonna discuss in the next section really what the process is. When you call and getting them before you send them the video, and then also the follow-up call after the video. So I'll turn that back over to you, Trey.
Thank you, Steve. One thing I do want to point out to everybody, and I get this question a lot, is how do I go back to the relay once that I've been there, and then I go somewhere else in my phone? How do I get back there? And what I've got up on the screen right now, guys, is a quick way to add a shortcut to your home screen. And so you can simply go down there, and you can kind of just follow these directions. You just go down there and hit that symbol at the bottom. It's a bookmark symbol. Click Add to Home Screen while you're in the wire, and it will add a little icon to your home screen also. So it won't look like an Ignite icon, but it'll look, because Relay Network does this for us, then it'll have a little RE like you can see on mine. And with an Android phone, you can do the same thing. You just hit the Options button when you're in the wire and do the same thing, add it to your home screen. So excellent little service that we've got there, and I think it's going to become a lot more valuable. It's going to be really time saving, and it's going to enable us to build our business really much easier. And so I tell you what, let me and hopefully you guys can kind of throw this back and forth, because I think, guys, this section, which is building your team, this is what we're going to do most of in our business. Let's face it, once you've gotten a couple of customers and you've triggered that first Quick Start 4 or Quick Start 5, then really your focus needs to shift. And I got to tell you, one of the things that I learned, and I learned it from Steve Fisher, was that when you shift your focus to building your team, for the rest of your career, really, in Ignite, that's what you're going to focus on, because that's how you create that leverage. That's how you create getting paid on really tens of thousands of customers, is by building a team of people. And so for the rest of the webinar, for the next 15 minutes, what I'd really like to focus on is how we do that. And you can see for every person you personally sponsor with this promotion between now and the end of the month, they still got 30 days to get their first 4 customers, but you as the sponsor will make $200 instead of $100. It's called Double Business Builder 4. And so let's go ahead. I'm going to turn this back over to Jerry. And Jerry, do you want to start in on this? And I really would like for you guys to interact a little bit and offer, because both of you guys have some wonderful, wonderful training tips on building a team, and I think you've got a lot to offer here. So with that, Jerry, go ahead, and I'll run the slides, and you talk, man.
You got it. Okay, guys, again, I'm going to refer back to how important it is that you sit with your new associates. You cannot leave this to them to do on their own. They are brand new in the business. They really don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to sit down with my new associate. We're going to pull out their cell phone and a legal pad and a pen, and we're going to start writing names. And we're not going to stop, until we drain that phone of names. We may have 200, 300, 400, 500 or more names. Then we're going to go back and we're going to target the top 10 to 15 to 20 that we want to approach first, and then we will start making calls. Steve, I'm going to turn that part back over to you.
Well, it is, as you start your business, I always say, if you're not working from a list, you're not working. And so this is the capital in our business, so to say. So you've got to make that list, and you've got to start setting appointments. And what the wire does, I believe, is really helps us in that ability to get people to pique their interest enough to get an appointment. And that's what you want to use it for. So in this first phone call, this is not about selling Ignite or really sharing any information with them. It's really about just asking a few simple questions and just asking them to look at a 3-minute video. And you want to get off the phone, really in less than a minute. This is just a quick call. And I know a lot of this depends on who you're talking to. I would like to start, especially if you're a new person, this is going to be with the people that you know best. So this is going to be with your warm market, let's say. And a lot of good buddies, there were a lot of good friends of mine that in the early days, as I was building my team, my good buddies, I didn't have to really set an appointment with them. I just called them up and said, hey, I'm coming over, I got to show you something. And I think you can do the same thing with the wire and with these videos. Your good buddies, you can just call them up and say, hey, I'm sending you a video and I want you to watch it. It's only 3 minutes, and then I'm going to call you in about 5 to 10 minutes. And that can be it. I mean, you're really just getting them to watch the video, and that's all this first phone call is about. It's not about going into the details of Ignite or going into the details of our compensation plan or free energy. So just keep that in mind. This is really about saying, hey, I'm going to send you a video, and then let's talk.
Excellent. Steve, I've heard it said that if we were going to give you $1,000 for everybody you got to watch that video, would we actually have to teach you what to say?
Right.
No, we wouldn't. This is not rocket science, guys.
Steve, if you could, I put down there, avoid the valley of death. The first time I ever heard this term, the valley of death, I heard it from you. Could you talk about what that is and why people want to avoid that and how they know they're in it?
Well, the valley of death is just really answering questions. It's talking too much and giving up too much information. And so, if you get yourself in a situation where you're seem to be answering a lot of questions, that's when you start saying, uh-oh, I'm in the valley of death. Because, again, this is not, the time to get into details. This is not the time to answer questions. We're just sending them a video, and the whole point is, I want you to watch this 3-minute video, and then I want to talk to you. Then let's talk. And so, another point I'll make here is, you might ask them, hey, if I send you a 3-minute video, can you watch that right now, or what would be a good time that you could actually watch the video and I could talk to you right after you watch? And so, I don't want to send them the video necessarily if I'm not going to be watching it until later tonight, because I want it to be a process where I to them and then I can call them right and talk to them. And so that's the only thing I might ask is, hey, send this to you right now. Can you right now? And then I can 5 minutes, and that way you're on the just don't get into answering a bunch of questions there and talking about stuff you'd be talking about in that initial call.
Excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. Jerry, do you want to talk about, well, I guess the next step is really just to send the video. Any tips you want to make there, Jerry? Steve kind of already talked about the wire a little bit. Anything you want to add there?
Yeah, the only thing I would add, Trey, is as we send the videos out, it does not say it's from us. It just says it has the number 73529. I just let them know that, hey, you're going to get a text from me. It's going to come. I'll even tell them at the top it's going to say 73529. Just know that that's from me, and I'm going to call you right back.
Excellent, excellent. Who wants to talk about the follow-up call? Jerry, you want to get into the follow-up call a little bit? We know how important that is.
You bet. So on the follow-up call, and again, I agree with Steve, if they can watch the video right now is the best thing, and I'm going to call them back in 5 minutes. If they cannot, I'm not going to text the video to them until they say, I've got time to watch it. So that may be later in the afternoon, later tonight. On the follow-up call, basically, this call is not necessarily to answer a lot of questions either, but it's kind of set up the next step, what Trey calls the ladder of escalation, which on this next call, I want to find out if it piqued their interest enough to want to learn more. And by doing that, I'm going to set up the next appointment, which would be a 2-on-1, a three-way call, a home meeting, a webinar, lastly, a hotel meeting. Okay. Now, you can always have a third-party person with you, your sponsor, MD, SD, ED, on the three-way call to answer any questions they have. But I believe on that follow-up call, it should just be meant to find out if they want to know more, and if so, when can we get together face-to-face, if at all possible.
Now, Jerry, I know you've got some Jedi mind control when you call them. So what is the magic question that you ask people to find out, about the follow-up? What do you ask them there?
Well, when I call them back, I just simply say something like, hey, obviously you just watched the video. Would it be okay if you got 25 to 50% off on your energy bill? And everybody I've asked that to says yes. And then I'll say, would it be okay if you got, if you earned an extra paycheck every month when others paid their bill? Most people say yes. And when they do, then I'm going to say, well, we need to take the next step. We need to get together. If at all possible, we need to meet up in person. Now, if they're long distance, I may do a three-way call. I may invite them to one of the many webinars that we have, or I may send them the next video. It just depends on their responses.
I see. How about you, Mr. Ignite? What do you say on the follow-up call? Do you have any other tips? Do you have any questions that you ask in particular?
Well, I think what Jerry just stated is golden. If you pay attention to what Jerry just did, he just asked them, would it be okay if you got 25 to 50% off, and then he took that next step and said, would it be okay if you got an extra paycheck every month when people paid their bill? And I just really like how smoothly that flows. Those are easy questions to ask, and those are questions that typically get a yes response. And that's what you're after here. You want to ask questions that get a yes response. And as you get that yes response, then Jerry's exactly right. You go straight to setting the appointment. This is about, they've already answered yes, so now's the time to set the appointment and get in front of them and show them how you can do it and get them signed up. And if you keep it that simple, this is something that you can duplicate and teach your team to do, so that they're all asking the same questions and they're showing people the same process. And that's where you're going to get that massive growth, is just having a simple, duplicatable system, simple questions that you can repeat, and you don't have to be they're not hard to remember. These are things that are easy to remember, easy to ask, and they typically get a yes response.
Steve, one of the things that I learned from you when I say growing up in the business, was that you said one thing. You said, get good at getting this information in front of people. And I think that's what this process is really all about. The way I kind of look at this is, I'm not trying to close people. I'm not trying to sell them anything. All I'm trying to do, my purpose of every contact with them, is to set the next appointment, whether that's a follow-up call, a three-way call, or a face-to-face. That's my goal. And so the question I like to use is, hey, did you see something that you'd like to find out more about? And so I just want to try to get them to tell me whether they're interested in seeing more or not. And so, Jerry, talk about that follow-up appointment, and because this is kind of where you have some choices depending on geographical, what people's busy schedules, and what people are willing to do. Talk about the follow-up appointment.
You bet. I like two-on-ones the best. They're very informal. We can meet for coffee. I love doing two-on-ones over food. People seem to kind of put their defenses down if you're having breakfast or lunch or getting a snack and some coffee in the afternoon or whatever. So my first choice is two-on-one. Secondly would be a home meeting. Every new person on this call should schedule a home meeting the first 2 weeks in the business, and really you should, you've gone to your list, you've got hundreds of names on your legal pad, and go invite 30 of them, 40 of them to a home meeting, understanding that maybe for every I don't know, if you invite 20, you might get 5 to show up, which is pretty darn good. Okay, so everybody should schedule a home meeting and be imagine just sending out 20 or 30 of these videos via text, and then on the follow-up call, if you can't get together two-on-one, you can say, well, great, I'm having a couple friends over on Wednesday night at 7, why don't you come join us? 3-way calls, they work great long distance. I do a number of 3-way calls with people in the Northeast since I'm down here in Texas. Webinars, we have webinars 3 or 4 times a week that you can plug into, again, to get people to kind of get a second look. You can send other videos. If they want more details, we've got the Brian Lucia video that explains the entire process. And then I think, as Steve said so well at Ignition, we've got the hotel meetings that we can take people to. But if you're taking people, this is what Steve said that's so powerful, if you're taking people to those hotel meetings and they have not seen a video or a presentation first, you're doing it the wrong way.
Great point. Great point. Steve, how about you? What do you like to do on your follow-up appointments? Do you have anything that you like more than anything else?
Well, I think I think you've got the order right there, Trey. I think two-on-ones are the most powerful, and what that means is you've got maybe somebody's producing it, and you're going and helping your team, or you've got somebody going with you to meet with this prospect. But two-on-ones are I think a very powerful thing. You're able to make it personal. And I think that's the most powerful thing about it, to where you're able to sit there and answer their questions and make it personal to them. By asking a few questions, I can find out what that person's why is real quick. I can find out what they are wanting to accomplish and why they're interested in creating this secondary income, and then I can cater to that. I can talk about building their business for that why. And so two-on-ones are definitely, I think, the most powerful. Home meetings are also very powerful because it's a smaller group, and I think you can still accomplish the same thing by having that personal time with people and being able to get their questions answered. So I definitely like both of those. I'll give you a suggestion on home meetings that I think is important for the new person. We've got a lot of new people on this webinar, and I do suggest you get a home meeting quickly. But what I suggest is you try and get your first 3 to 5 people in the business first. So if you have your 3 people in the business, and then you all do a home meeting, that's more powerful, is because now you've got 4 people inviting people to the home meeting instead of just 1. And what I want to do is try and protect my new associate from disappointments, and a lot of times with new associates, they may only invite 10 people, and they may have no one show up, and that can be a huge disappointment for a new associate. And so I prefer to help my new associates get started first by sponsoring 3 to 5 people, and then we plan a home with all, and that seems to work great. And now you've got you end up having a good group come into the meeting. everybody's excited, you're all working together, and you can help everyone grow at the same time. And then you can, a lot of times as you have that home meeting, if it's a good home meeting, you can turn around and say, guys, this was an awesome home meeting. Let's do this. Let's say it's on a Tuesday night. You can say, let's do this again on Thursday night or Saturday. And you turn right around and build momentum from that first home meeting into the second home meeting. And all those guests that are at that first home meeting have opportunity to invite guests to the second home meeting, and you create that momentum on that team. And so I always try and parlay those into more home meetings. And so those are all great. I think three-way calls are important for the new people that are on here tonight. You've got to leverage your upline and leverage people that have had success in the business. And so don't be afraid to use that three-way call and be sure, and if you've got a prospect that's interested, use your upline and get them on the phone with them, because they can, they know what to say, they know the questions to ask, and they're not afraid to ask the questions. And so in the beginning of your business, it's very important that you leverage your upline as much as possible and use them. And I promise you, they want you to. They want you to call them. And so if you'll do that, you'll have a lot more success in the beginning of your business, and that's so important because that's your story. I always focus on trying to get my new associate off to a great start, because that seems to help them build momentum.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Steve, what would you do if you have a new person that has a couple of people in the business and wants to do a home meeting? What would you do at that home meeting? Now, I know you'd probably rather have your leader come in, and I would suggest that to everybody. Just like you said there, get your leader, your upline leader, to come and help you. But just in case you don't have access to an upline leader, or they can't make it that night, what would you suggest doing at that home meeting?
Well, Trey, this is all about duplication. So you always have to remember, you have to ask yourself the question, can the people that I'm showing this to, can they do what I'm getting ready to do? And always ask yourself that question before you show the plan. And I think what's great about what we have now is you can show a couple of videos that introduce them to our company. You can show the sketch video, and you can show Brian Lucia's video. And a lot of times what I'll say is, guys, the reason I'm showing you these videos is so that you see how simple this business is. You don't have to know how to do a presentation. You don't have to be a public speaker. You can just push play, and our system does the work for you. And so I highly recommend just showing the videos.
Awesome. I'm getting a lot of questions here, and there's so many I can't get to all of them. I'm going to try to answer everybody's question eventually, at least by email. But one that I'm seeing come up a lot is about the videos. And I know these videos are brand new. We're all playing with them a little bit. We're all experimenting with them a little bit. But the big question is, what order, which videos do you use, in what order? And let's get both you guys' take on this. Jerry, do you want to talk a little bit about what you prefer?
You bet. Hey, and Trey, I've basically written down every question I've seen posted up there and got the answers to them, so we might be able to help everybody at the end. I like to send out the 3-minute sketch opportunity video first, and or the Ignite the Dream video. Half the people I've been sending the Ignite the Dream video first. The other half I've been sending the sketch video, just to kind of get a feel for which one is working the best.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, I didn't hear you say the compensation plan, Jerry. I know we've talked about this a lot. I know a lot of people really lean on that full compensation 12-minute video a lot. Give us your thoughts, man, on that.
Well, since Ignition, we've sponsored quite a few people that we've personally been involved with, and I've not shown the compensation plan to one of those people. I'm not saying it's not the way to do it, but I just don't believe people join us because of, we pay 75 cents on the third level. I don't think, for the most part, people understand it. What I'm really selling, if you will, if you want to use the word selling, I am selling 25% off, 50% off on your utility bill. Today, Trey, on Facebook, Ignite posted pictures of 4 couples that qualified for free energy. Well, Monica and I were one of the couples. Guys, living down here in Texas, that's about $250 a month. That's about $3,000 a year. The free energy, to me, is the way to go. So I want to get somebody involved in, I mean, if we had an army of people getting 25 to 50% off, it would be one of the greatest things this company has ever done. So I just lead with free energy. If they do want to know details about compensation plan, I can send them to the 12-minute Brian Lucia video, and they can watch it all they want.
I would tend to agree, Jerry. I don't think people really even understand the compensation. I know I didn't when I first saw it, but I did really enjoy meeting the people, and I did get the concept. And I think that's what the sketch video and the Ignite the Dream video does. How about you, Steve? What are your preferences?
Well, I like the Ignite the Dream video first. I think it's more professional, so I like to send that first, and the sketch second. So that's my preference.
Excellent. Excellent. So you're basically using the same 2 videos, just in a little bit different order. And I encourage everybody, hey, pick one you like and go with it. But as you can see, it's a process. You're trying to find out who's interested. I say you're sorting out the prospects from the suspects, and then you're giving them more information. You're inviting them to a face-to-face meeting, a home meeting. And I got to tell you guys, my experience has been this. I built my business in a Starbucks. And once I've shown people and sat down and they've got a taste of Ignite and they've seen it and they've met some of the people, once I get them to a bigger hotel meeting or a home meeting after they've seen it and digested it a little bit, I have a very high percentage of people that join. And I think that's where you can ask them to join at the home meeting. You can say, hey, are you ready to join? You ready to get signed up? And I always think everybody should plug into the weekly hotel meetings in your area. I think that's very, very important. I don't think you can build this business successfully if you're not doing that. As you guys can see, I've put up the complete March promo along with the Triple Quick Start 5 and the Double Business Builder 4. Guys, there's a lot of money to be made this month. There's a lot of money on the table. You guys have got some fantastic tips from these guys over the last few minutes, some pure gold. And I encourage you guys to go out there and make this happen. Stay plugged in. We've got a lot of resources. There's plugintoignite.com. Of course, there's The Wire. I always encourage everybody to get with your upline leaders, develop a relationship with them because they can truly help you get to where you want to be in this business. We've got some great training videos on the Power Center. There's more coming. Guys, we've got more weekly webinars. We're going to do a few more like this. I think I love this technology. I love the way this is working. Always want to plug into every conference call you can. The IgniteBusinessPlan.com also has a couple of weekly webinars, Monday night and Wednesday night at 8:30. You can go to TheIgniteBusinessPlan.com to register for those. And guys, I'd say stay plugged in. You're going to get frustrated. Not everybody's going to join that you want to join. And so you got to stick with it. You got to stay plugged in. And so that's what I'd encourage everybody to do here. We borrowed the belief of the other people in the business, the leaders in the business, the people that are being successful. And I think if you get plugged in and stay plugged in, you're able to do that. Jerry, do you see any questions that kind of stand out in your mind that you want to try to address before we bring this webinar to a close?
You bet. There's a couple specific, Trey, to The Wire. Okay, people are asking, number one, how is it different than Ignite Mobile? The Wire replaces Ignite Mobile. You're just going to use The Wire from now on. How do I get The Wire? You text the word Ignite to the number 73529. So you're going to go to your text on your phone, and you're going to type in 73529 and then type the word Ignite. That will pull up. It'll send you a text message where you will have to hit that link, and you'll have to put in your name and I believe your associate ID number. Some people asked about, they said that it wasn't working because when it goes via email, they get it to spam. Guys, this is not email. This is a text. So we're not using this via email. Somebody asked, what is my A number? That is your associate ID number. When you enrolled, it popped up on your computer screen. If you don't have it, call corporate 214-800-4500, and they can get you your associate ID number. Let's see. Also, guys, all of the instructions for everything we've talked about tonight is listed in the Currents email that went out a couple days ago. So go back to your emails to Currents. If you're new, if you joined today or yesterday maybe, ask your upline, ask your sponsor to send you Currents, and you'll get 99% of your questions answered there. Somebody also talked about limited technology, living in an area that people have limited technology. Well, Steve Fisher and Randy Hedge and Presley Swaggerty built multi-million-dollar businesses with none of this technology. You don't need this to build a big business. It's another tool in our toolbox. Okay, let me see. Now, there were a couple questions pertaining more to contracts. We're not going to get into that here tonight. There was one about, do I have to do 3 and 10 before I earn bonuses? No, you do not. You get qualified, and you get a bonus. You sponsor somebody that's qualified, and you get another bonus. You do not have to complete 3 and 10 to start earning bonuses.
Jerry, tell them what it means to be qualified. I've got it up on the screen, but
yes, sir.
Tell them what it means to be qualified.
What that means, I join the business, I set up my website package, that's 2 points. If I can, I enroll my own house, that's 3 points, and then I enroll one outside customer. For me, that was one of my neighbors. I did that within 2 hours of joining, and I had now 4 points to the website, one for my own, one for that outside customer, and that triggered what we call Quick Start 4, or a $100 bonus. Today, that's a $300 bonus. So it's 3 times as much as we normally would pay out. That's one of the reasons we did this webinar, Trey, is because we've got so many new people, and we still have such a great promotion through the end of March that everybody, I mean, with the triple Quick Start as it shows on the screen now, you know, if I go sponsor Adam, he invested $329 to launch his business. He enrolls 3 energy accounts, and he gets $300 back. It's a $29 business decision. Guys, even if you're brand new, you should be able to go out and sponsor 3 to 5 people between now and the end of March.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, hey, Jerry, it has been a wonderful webinar. It's been great, man. Let me take this off. I think I've got it. Okay. I really appreciate it. Steve had to jump off. Steve had another engagement he had to get to. But hey, man, thanks for coming on and sharing your knowledge. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and hopefully you got a lot out of this. Now, a lot of people have asked me about the replay link. We did record this, and the replay will be on the same link that you joined the webinar in your email. And so you'll be able to go to that same link, and it should be a replay very shortly after we're done here. So if you have people on your team that you want to see this replay, then you can send them that link. I think they can go and register themselves and see the replay. Guys, we're going to have a few more of these. I think this is a great idea. This is a great technology for what we do, but I think it's hopefully it's helped you guys. Jerry, thanks again for joining us. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and say good night and shut this thing down. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, Trey.
See you, Jerry.
See you, buddy.